We opened a criminal investigation as prescribed for the crimes by the Article 115, Part 1 of the Criminal Code of Ukraine, felonious homicide. At the moment, we are conducting a range of investigative measures to determine all the details of the victim's death.
I speak now to Peter Zalmayev, who is the director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. He joins us now live from Kiev. Welcome to the News Hour. The UN has said that Mr. Shishov's death adds another level to our worries about what's happening in Belarus. Would you agree?
Well, absolutely, even though it actually is not anything new, but continues a pattern, a certain pattern that's starting with about a year ago when the revolution, the so-called revolution in Belarus broke out in different cities, protesting the results of a widely seen as a fraudulent election, and has since gradually intensified to the point where over the last few months, Lukashenko's regime has really surprised even hardened observers with first a hijacking when it forced an airplane from the sky to land with an activist on board. There's you also know the story of the Olympian who requested a political asylum because of threats made against her in Tokyo, and now we have an activist on the streets of Kiev who is found murdered. Nothing is clear yet, nothing is proven, but all indications point to Lukashenko and his regime.
And what does that mean then for people who are trying to flee Belarus?
Well, Lukashenko is clearly using this to send a signal to intimidate the exiles, including exiles in Ukraine. Currently, there's over 4,000 to 5,000 Belarusians, according to unofficial data, living in Kiev alone. Several hundred of them are very active. This gentleman in question, Mr. Shishov, he was not the most outspoken activist. And in fact, he was director of a humanitarian type organization who helped other Belarusians come to Ukraine and settle down. But probably they murdered him because if they did murder him, because they knew his routine, they knew his jogging routine, and he was an easy target. And this is a signal to all others that either you shut up or you're going to be facing the same consequences. And
you said earlier that the capturing of the Ryanair flight even hardened even staunch observers. And now we've had the Olympic incident and, of course, this incident now in Ukraine. Is there anything that the international community can do to pressure Lukashenko? Because it is nearly now a year since the disputed election last August.
Well, it appears to me that it already has done what it could. The leverage is there's very little leverage remaining. The EU, following the hijacking that you just mentioned, slapped sectoral, wide-ranging sanctions against Belarus and personal sanctions against the regime, Lukashenko and his cronies. So I think Lukashenko, what you're seeing is Lukashenko feeling his hands completely untied. He feels like there's no more favor to curry with the West. He has nothing to lose with the West, so he's increasingly moving even closer into Vladimir Putin's embrace, Putin is willing to bail him out, but I suspect that it will be at the expense of Belarusian sovereignty.
Great to speak to you and get your analysis and background, Peter Zalmayev.